a drink. What can wash away my sin?
Nothing but the bird of the air.
Drink for you. I got a ponytail. I got a ponytail. I got a ponytail. Oh, I'm crying.
It's okay, Mom.
Thanks, Ivy. For today's video, I was not prepared for this, but we are joined by Ivy. Your favorite animal?
Bunny rabbit.
Favorite mama?
You.
That's a good one. Your favorite drink? Almond milk?
Yeah.
Easy to please.
Yeah.
Okay, can you go take this over to the other room? You can play with your toys, your stuffies, whatever. Did I say hola muchachos? Hola muchachos. For today's video, I want to focus on some mama things. And for some reason, we're sitting at a desk and it makes me feel like we're kind of in an office. Really, this is just my dining room table. And I'm drinking a matcha almond milk latte. But for today's video, I wanted to do another mom talk. You guys are always requesting mom talks and I really enjoy doing them. Hold on, this tree's gonna, there we go. It's gonna bug me. I love doing mom talks because I'm honestly a mama and I like talking about things that kind of pertain to me and my situation. So usually for mom talks or wife talks, I do want to do another wife talk, but usually for mom talks and those kind of videos, I go onto my Instagram and then I ask you guys to ask me questions that I can further answer on my channel. Didn't do that this time because I knew exactly what I wanted to talk about, and that's 10 things every mama should do. Now, we have to do a little disclaimer as usual because people get hot in the comment section of all these videos. These tips will not work for everyone because we are all different mamas and we all have different kiddos. I can't think of actually a single one of these that wouldn't kind of work for everybody. There may totally be some situations where they don't work, but as of right now, I actually can't think of any. So I hope you guys like today's video. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I love having this table here. For mom talks and wife talks, we should always just have a table here. It just feels so great. Okay, number one, you need to get to your kids' level, literally. Everyone feels intimidated 9 times out of 10 by height. If we're around someone taller than us, we have a mild intimidation towards them, whether we know who they are or we don't, or we generally like or dislike that person. There's always a bit of intimidation associated with a tall person. We as parents are taller than our kids if we have younger kids. One of the best things I think you can do for your kid when you're talking to them, not in every circumstance, but when you're talking to them about something serious, something they really need to focus on what you're saying, if you're correcting them, if you're showing them praise, you need to literally get down to their level. One of the best things that I've done for my kids is kneeling down to their level and talking to them. They will be more focused, and it is a huge way that you can show respect to your kids. Showing your kids respect is going to also have your kids show you respect, and this means a lot to a little person for you to actually get down to their level and talk to them eye to eye. You're a lot more approachable this way as well. This is a great thing to start doing with your kids now. Number 2, you need to stop saying no. Oh wow, that's good. Parents can use the word no too often, and this is something that I actually took out of my vocabulary for the most part once I started having kids. When Ivy was little and Calvin and Elizabeth, I do not use the word no. This does not mean I do not tell them when to stop doing something or to not touch something. I'm still able to tell them no in other ways. You are not allowed to do that. You are not allowed to touch that. Do not talk to me that way. Those are just great ways of telling your kids no in, firstly, a more, again, respectful way. Instead of just a short no towards things, a sentence is a lot more respectable. It also can start a bit of a conversation, which I think is a good thing to have with your kids. And also, kids pick up on the word no like that. It's a very easy word to say, and it's an easy word for kids to learn. My kids haven't learned the word no until recently. One of my kids was around someone else who was saying no quite a bit. Within that 5-minute period of time, one of my kids is now saying that word very often. Hold on a second. Ivy just went potty and I gotta wipe her bum. Okay, where is I at? Oh, the word no. We overuse it and we shouldn't. Your kids pick up on things really easy, and the best thing that you can do is to ensure they don't don't pick up on the words that you use and then use them against you. Next, a question. How often are you in physical, loving contact with your kids every single day? How often are you touching their heads? Are you giving them hugs? Are you giving them kisses? Are you holding their hand? Are you encouraging cuddling? Obviously, if you're a mama of older kids, this may not so much be the deal, but for younger kids, this is huge. But even at the same time, if you do have some older daughters, they're gonna still want this love and affection most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. I encourage mamas to hold their children's hand and to kiss them and hug them and show open physical love on a regular basis. Hold on a second, I'm now in construction. Out the window, and I need to close the window. Most kids work really well with words. If you tell them, way to go, you're doing a good job, a lot of kids react so well to that. Know that kids react just as well, if not react even better, to physical love and attention as well. Number 4, this is huge. This makes me mad. Parents, you gotta start being present and get off your phones. There's honestly, about a dozen things in the world that probably make me mad. I'm not a mad, angry person whatsoever, but in a lot of ways, I can get mad over about a dozen things in this world. Parents being on their phone and ignoring their children is one of them. I go to the park too much and I see these kids dying for their parents to play with them. Please, Papa, push me on the swing. Please, Mama, can you help me go down the slide? And the parents say no and go back to their phones. This drives me crazy. Your kids want to be with you and they want you to see what they're up to, and our kids get a lot of satisfaction from us watching them and growing. Replacing that with a phone, really sad. Please, parent, get off your phone. Your kid's life and what they're up to is way more important. Number 5, this isn't so much a tip, but this is just something I need to say. Bad kids doesn't mean bad mom. I talk to so many mamas, and I think that's a huge reason why I love my job and my community, and just like my friend group, we talk a lot and there's a lot of encouragement that goes on, but then a lot of the time there's things that go on with our kids, and our kids are doing bad things. Our kids are doing things that are disrespectful or harming even, and we link that to ourselves and we think we're doing a bad job. We think we're bad moms because we have bad kids. That's just a wrong way of thinking, and that's not what it is. I definitely think there's some mamas that can do better, including myself, with our kids and with our kids' lives and the way that we treat them. But just because you have bad kids doesn't automatically make you a bad mom. Instead of focusing on the idea you're a bad mama, just work towards being a better one. Number 6, be more organized, mama, and this does affect your children. When your kids see you more organized and in control of a bunch of things in your life, they themselves, 9 times out of 10, will do so as well. My kids are very organized, especially Ivy. Way to go, Ivy. Super organized kid. Ivy watches me and she knows how to be organized, and this is her normal. If there's laundry on the ground, she asks, is this clean? If it's clean, she puts it away. If it's dirty, she's gonna put it in the dirty pile. Calvin already knows what it is to be organized. Elizabeth is 8 months old, so I'm not gonna push her, but she's gonna grow up in the environment of what organization is. I guess just in general, we mamas set a pretty intense example towards our... Hold on. Thank you. I've never been so interrupted in a video in my life. You can go play with this for now, and I'll see you in a little bit. We hugely influence our children. Number 7, statements are best. Stop asking questions. As soon as our kids do something wrong, I think we naturally want to be like, why did you do that? Why do you think that's okay? What would make you think of doing that? There's nothing wrong with driving like a conversation. That's for later. If one of my kids has done something and it's very wrong, they don't need me being like, why did you do that? What were you thinking? They need me to say, this is what you did, this is why it's wrong, and this is what's gonna happen. Asking questions doesn't do anything. And my parents told me this, and it was like, it's so true. If one of my kids does something to my other kid, asking them questions why they did it does not help anything whatsoever. But saying, this is what you did and this is your consequence, preaches so much more and gets them into a way better space and understanding. Later asking questions, later maybe starting up a conversation about that is awesome. But in that moment, asking questions, at least for my kids, doesn't do dag, burn it, nothing. It's also a huge way of possibly losing control over a situation, putting too much into your children's hands where really they knew what they did was wrong and they should just get punishment, and later let a conversation happen if you feel like it needs to. Number Number 8, this is huge. Please, if you're a mom, listen, you need to give your kids space. I don't care if they're 1, I don't care if they're 20. We overwatch our kids too much. We don't put enough trust and faith in our kids, or just the ability for our kids to be alone. Also unwatched. I have never been a baby monitor mom. There's a lot of reasons why. A huge reason, I had some friends and their baby monitor got hacked. It was kind of a creepy situation. They also cost money and I don't want to spend money on a baby monitor. For me, it's a huge way for me to disconnect from my kids for a bit. Not in an unhealthy way, but as a mom, I'm with them 24/7. If I can have a little bit of time where I'm disconnected from them and they are disconnected from me, it's a good thing. If you're a baby monitor mama, that's not a bad thing. I think pretty much all my friends are. There will be a point where you need to take a baby monitor out of your kid's room. When they are out of that baby toddler stage, take it out of the room. It's a huge way for them to feel like they have their own space and they can do things without being watched and kind of hounded all the time. I grew up with some kids and I remember the kids being like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, and they would talk to me and be like, I wish we didn't always have baby monitors in our room. I wish we could just go to our room and just be by ourselves. Unless you have very self-destructive kids, then you may want to keep an eye on them, maybe have more of a secret place where that baby monitor is hidden, so maybe they don't know that you're watching them for their safety. If they're going just through certain emotions, if they just need a bit of quiet time, give them that space. Your kids will love it. It will refuel them, and I think it's really important for you too, mama, to have some space. We're almost there. Number 9, encourage them to entertain themselves from a young age. One of the best things I ever did was not introduce TV to Ivy until she was 2 years old. That gave her a huge ability to entertain herself. That gives me the ability to honestly do what I need to get some things done. I can't play with Ivy 24/7, and Ivy knows that. Don't you, Ivy? Even right now, Ivy's playing in the other room. She's completely happy. It's her quiet time. She knows this is when I work. She gives me a lot of space, and she knows how to properly entertain herself. I guess the main thing is not letting your kids grow up on TV. Give your kids the ability to entertain themselves. Puzzles are awesome. Colors are awesome. Outside time is absolutely huge. Let them build and grow their imagination, and that's what really helps them entertain themselves, to have that imagination in themselves. Just don't have your children solely rely on shows and movies to be entertained. The best time of our day is book time, and that's where me and the kids, or just the kids, will sit on the couch and they read books by themselves to each other. This can be a very long time, and they want it to be long. My kids love doing that, and you know what, I'm very thankful I stepped back on TV stuff and just let my kids be kids and play for as long a point as possible. They do get to watch a half-an-hour show every single day, and that's all they get, and you know what, they're actually really happy with it. Number 10, last one. I know kids can seem like they're unable to do things, but trust me, giving your kids responsibility at a young age is gonna set them up for success later on. One of the best things that I can do for my kids is ask them to help me. I need you guys to help me do this. Can you help me pick this up? Can you help me go grab that? Giving them responsibility throughout the day, and then also knowing as soon as I wake up, I know I'm supposed to do this and get this done for mama, for myself, for my siblings. This is very empowering to a little person, and it's very important to let them be responsible over a few things in their lives. A lot of the time it's chores, and I don't think that's a bad thing. My kids actually enjoy doing chores. I try to make it kind of fun, and it's also hugely rewarded. Teaching them responsibility from a young age is gonna make your job as a mama a lot lighter as time goes on. It can be a little hard now because you gotta work through it. You gotta show them how to be responsible, and you gotta show them the different things that they need to do properly. But once they got it, and it is so worth sacrificing your time to get them into the mindset of being a responsible person. Thank you very much for watching today's video. I only drank half of my matcha latte because I was talking so much. Let me know in a comment down below if any of these things actually resonated with you, or maybe there's something else that you kind of feel like you should start doing as a mama. Do not feel bad about being vulnerable or just sharing your heart. And if you want to share just what's going on, please do. Comment section is open. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!